Good morning, tribe, and a warm welcome to anyone who is just coming across this video. I am Andrea Winn, and I am wanting to make an unplanned offering this morning for healing American hatred and anger. And this offering was prompted by this recent interaction that happened within the Warrior of Peace tribe around this YouTube channel. A U.S. Marine named Tony made a post that was violent and threatening to me, certainly, and because of the ambiguity in the English language, his you may have been just to me, or it may have been to our entire tribe. And as well, he made a separate violent post towards another one of our tribe members. And so, how this has unfurled is that I recorded another video where I talked about trauma and the trauma of war veterans, and the trauma that can come from systems like the military system. And it was a compassionate video. And I will acknowledge it was not directed specifically to this U.S. Marine. It was directed to this community. However, I did go and invite the U.S. Marine to watch that video. And so I saw last night that he responded to me that my videos are boring, and I can't remember, he had some other word that he used. But in any case, nothing touched his heart in my video about the effects of trauma on people in the US military. So last night, I was doing my evening routine. I was doing stretches specifically at this point, and as I'm, doing my stretches, I'm thinking, Tony is not going to be able to continue being in this community, and because it does nothing for the work that we're doing for someone to be making violent threats towards myself and towards other community members. And so I got up and I looked up how to ban someone from the YouTube channel. And YouTube has a very odd way of banning. You hide their comments so they can continue commenting, but nobody sees their comments. So I did impose the invisibility field on Tony, and I let him know that his behavior was not going to be tolerated and that I was doing this, that no one would see any more of his comments. So I did not sleep well last night, and I have decided that I need to do a healing, an energy clearing, and I would like to not only do it for this interaction that I and the community have had with Tony, the U.S. Marine. I would also like to extend it in general to the hatred and the anger that is happening within the United States. And of course, it's touching elsewhere in the world as well. As one tribe member pointed out very rightly, Trump is a threat to this entire world. It's not just the United States. And as well, there are other similar leaders like Trump out there, maybe not as big, but out there as well. So this healing that I am wanting to bring forward in this video, I would like for it to be available and intended in general for the hatred and the anger among American people. And I, again, call it in to apply for all of us, not just for Trump supporters, for all of us. Interactions like what happened between myself and Tony wouldn't happen if there wasn't also something within me that needs healing and needs an upgrade. So I very willingly offer all parts of myself that are needing the healing that will be coming from this healing that I'll be doing in this video. And I invite you to also invite the parts of yourself that are needing a healing and an upgrade to become a better person, a more openly loving person, a less constricted and traumatized person. Allow those parts to come into this healing to whatever extent you feel comfortable. And also you can feel free to bring in your loved ones that maybe are Trump supporters. Feel free to bring in everyone that you would like to bring in for this healing. So I would like to invoke a former life of my own as an Atlantean priest. I would like to call him forward and for him to bring his power and abilities into the healing that I'm doing in this video. So this is a healing for the hatred and the anger among the American people and everyone else who is connected with American people. And by American people, I include anybody who is living in the United States. The first thing that I would like to do is a cord clearing. I recently received a cord clearing protocol from a good friend of mine, Diane, who's a master at dealing with energy, and perhaps we can even invite her in for one of our monthly Zoom community gatherings, if that's of interest to people, bringing in someone who has mastery in dealing with energy. So I'm just pulling up a background that I chose for doing this. So doing a cord clearing for myself and Tony, and as well for Tony and this community. And you can bring in anyone that you like for this cord clearing. First, fill both beings with gold light. Fill all cords between the two with gold light. Any highest and best good healing that needs to take place, let it happen now through the cords on the gold light. Ask that any forgiveness that needs to happen between these two beings happen now through the cords on the gold light. Ask that any highest and best good learning and wisdom that needs to be shared between these two beings, let it happen now through the cords on the gold light. Ask that when and if it is appropriate, the cords disintegrate and return to the mother for healing and regeneration. May this happen now. And so I will now invoke a closing of all dimensional holes in both beings using the dimensional hole prayer. Dear God, please ask your angels and beings of light to clear out and close all dimensional holes in all aspects of each of these beings. Clear them and close them up. Amen. So I would now like to invoke a violet flame clearing. So I'm bringing out my amethyst that I usually use for violet flame clearings. And for those unfamiliar, the violet flame is a very powerful spiritual energy that transmutes lower frequency energies like hatred and anger and fear, transmutes them into higher frequency energies like love and compassion and gratitude and joy. So I will be invoking the violet flame for a clearing, and then I am going to be reading a forgiveness declaration and invoking Archangel Lavender to assist with that. So I've also chosen a background for this violet flame clearing. I call Saint Germain, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Amethyst, Lady Portia. Come now, and please bring your love and your power to invoking the amount and level and intensity of violet flame that is necessary at this time for transmuting the hatred and the anger within America and all those touched by what is happening in the United States. I ask you to bring the violet flame and to transmute this anger and this hatred into the highest frequencies available at this time. I ask you to touch each of our hearts and to transmute any lower frequency energies within our own hearts so that we can feel safe, so that we can feel in our power, so that we can be in our own authority, our own sovereignty, and be leaders of ourselves, leaders of our lives from a most good and wholesome and human way. I ask you to continue this violet flame clearing for as long as is needed. Amen. I'm just going to grab my amethyst, my lavender amethyst. We have a small lavender amethyst that I like to use for doing this forgiveness declaration. So these forgiveness declarations were offered and brought forward by the teacher Diana Cooper. We will now make the forgiveness declaration. Would like to first invoke Archangel Lavender to assist in these forgiveness declarations. And now beginning. I forgive everyone who has ever hurt or harmed me, consciously or unconsciously, in this lifetime or any other, in this universe, dimension, plane, or level of existence or any other. I offer them grace. You can really feel that in your heart, offering grace. I ask forgiveness for everything I have ever done to hurt or harm another, consciously or unconsciously, in this lifetime or any other, in this universe, dimension, plane, or level of existence or any other. I ask for grace. I forgive myself for everything I have ever done to hurt or harm another, consciously or unconsciously, in this lifetime or any other, in this universe, dimension, plane, or level of existence or any other. I accept grace. I can breathe that in. Self-forgiveness. So important in this time. The letting go. And we complete the forgiveness declarations by saying, I am free and joyful. All chains and restrictions fall from me. I stand in my full power as a master. So be it. It is done. So I hope that you will feel like something was transmuted for you through this process that we have done together. I acknowledge that we are bringing our energies together in doing this. And so as gently moving forward, I'm loving the violet flame in the background. I hope you are too. So for those that have come in more recently, you probably would not know that I do have an undershave, which I love and I lovingly tend. And for me, having this undershave is about my warriorship. For me, it is a symbol for my warriorship, my fierceness. I speak in gentle ways. I speak with a lot of love. And within that, within my heart, there is a deep fierceness. I carry a very powerful warrior energy, which came through in my justice activism in 2018 with Buddhist Project Sunshine. And it is coming through now. And so I embrace that I happen to be a warrior type of person. And I also really appreciate people who are manifesting in other ways other than as warriors. I have no doubt that my warrior energy is part of what attracted this experience with Tony, the US Marine. Um, with all of my faults, I also know that it's possible um, to make use of mistakes and to turn them into helpful things. And I'm hoping that this video today is one of those helpful things that has come from my attracting Tony into our Warriors of Peace space. He's definitely not manifesting as a warrior of peace at this point, but I sincerely do look forward to our finding ways of embracing and bringing in people that are in that dissociated, hateful place, bringing them into a greater sense of their own humanity so that we can join together and be a united people. And also just to acknowledge for those who don't know me, I am an American. I was brought up in the United States. I am currently living in Canada, and I acknowledge that there is no way that I can imagine what it is like to be living in the United States right now. I talk with a lot of Americans in my one-on-one calls with people, but I also want to acknowledge that to really, truly understand what Americans are going through within the US right now, I know that it's a slow journey for me of comprehending what you're going through. And I am glad that we are able to be connected and to work together and that I'm able to serve from this safer place in Canada and to go through this journey together as Americans. And on that note, I would like to include everyone who's living in the United States, whether you are an American citizen or not. I know that you are invested in the country, and I definitely am including you in all the work that we are doing. So I think that it's nice after doing heavy kind of clearing work like this, just to have a bit of lightness at the end. So if you would like to take a moment and think about something that you are happy about, something that you are looking forward to, maybe in the next few days, this could be a moment of just touching in with something in your life that brings you joy. It could be your child, it could be your partner. I know for me, I am currently looking to be moving and I'm in my housing hunt, and tomorrow I'm going to look at an apartment that I have a really good feeling about. And I'm really excited about going and seeing it tomorrow. So that's a little place of joy that I'm touching in on as we come to a nice conclusion with this video. So thank you so much for being part of this tribe in whatever way you choose to be. And I look forward to continuing taking good steps together in transforming what is happening in the United States and creating the golden age that this is all heading towards. So we are doing it. We're on the ground and we are creating it. And I love every moment of this with you. So have a beautiful day.